Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone on the rule well. And Shalom to the brothers doing the work, in truth. Um, yeah. Saw this by, you know, Alcorn RT talking about what Biden said. The clips there. But, I'll probably just put it in the description still. Because if I play it, I know certain words will just get flagged in the video. But what's the title? It says Biden calls for tighter censorship of C19 content. Which, hey, any brother that's been doing videos, as far as when it comes to this thing, you mention it, bruh. It's like the video is getting nuked out of orbit. Like the video is getting shot into the sun. And then your account's getting shot into the sun a little while after. Certain things you say, like compared to, it's funny because I was checking some old videos like from like 2013, 2014, and it's like you watch what men were uploading back then, like, and now in the modern day, it's like, yeah, now they really ain't gonna fly. Just what do you call it? Posting that, which is kind of hilarious, but also just it's it's kind of wild. But it shows it's like even with it's been like since the launch of like since 2020 onwards, you've had a rolling building up of steam of building up of steam of basically just completely cutting off and dunning out, like talking about certain things, and it's it's all leading to the famine of the word. Because that's where it's going to end up. It's going to end up where it's going to be, you're talking about the truth, you're talking about the word, you're talking about the scriptures online. It's just going to get snipped, and that's really you can tell that's where it's heading. Because I'm like, bruh, it's like it's laughable how little can actually be spoken about now. So it says what the president urges social media platforms and news outlets to deal with misinformation and disinformation. U.S. President Joe Biden's latest surge response to fight the spread of C19 includes an appeal for big tech and media companies to block allegedly false pandemic-related claims. I make a special appeal to social media companies and media outlets, Biden said on Thursday. Please deal with the misinformation and disinformation that's on your shows. It has to stop. And that's what it's funny as hell, because it's like what's being said is that's funny as hell, because they're saying the basically like what classifies in that, in what gets you into that category is basically if you don't completely agree with whatever is being said, in the mainstream, you so much question it. It's just like you're gonna be blacklisted. You're gonna have anything you say, they're gonna you get your account's gonna be getting roundhouse kicked in the chest by whatever social media platform you're on. Because like you say certain things, you so much as question, say like, yeah, so what's up with this? Then it's just like, nah, it's you're done. And that's that's already, and he's saying to do more. So that means that you know where that's going to, because it's in the prophecies. Amos 8 and 11, it says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Most High Power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Jehovah Hashem Yahushai." That's what it's going to be. It's going to get to the point where, hey, the word ain't going to be found. Just like now, presently, the word can be found. Presently, it can be found. But hey, it's going to get to the point where that's no longer going to be something that that can be done. It's going to be like, hey, you're going to go look for the videos ain't going to be up. You're going to go look for brothers on the street, they ain't going to be on the street. It's going to come to an end. And this is what, they're pushing as far as for Esau. It says, I'll read this, because for him, he's looking at things kindly. He thinks if he can, silence you, get you put to death, then it's just like, hey, that's it. He's got the W. Verse. So Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 12, it says, "Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressings of our education. He professes to have the knowledge of the Most High. He called himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our faults. He is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and the maketh the boast that the Heavenly Father is his father." Well, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is his father. Yeah, these are the things that Esau takes issue with. This is what gets him upset, because as far as these are the things that he desires, he's trying to get that blessing back. He's trying to get that inheritance. He's trying to secure that future for himself. Those things that have been promised unto Israel, man. Things mentioned in Romans 9. Esau's, fighting for it. He's climbing for it. He's trying his best. But that's the thing. That's what brothers have been doing. Declaring all these things on the streets and online. That's why, as far as for Esau, for him to, the only way you can see himself getting a W is bringing an end to all that. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the son of the Most High, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. And yeah, that's true. But hey, you read in Revelation as well that there are going to be those that are going to be beheaded for the witness of Yahushua. So there's going to be brothers put to death. They're going to be those that are basically pulled through the fire. They're going to go through all kinds of tribulation. Esau's going to be allowed to put hands on him to a certain extent, just like with Job. With Job, where it was like Satan basically at first, he could only touch his substance, his family and whatnot. Then afterwards he could touch Job himself, but only preserve his life. That's the same thing. It's like the Lord will allow up to a certain limit, and hey, for certain brothers it's going to be to the point of death, which hey, that's going to be to their reward. But Esau thinks he's only looking at things calmly. That's why he's looking at it like, oh, he really thinks he's gonna get a W at some point. Being able to put brothers to death. Let's examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. Let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own saying he shall be respected. Such things they did imagine, and were deceived, for their own wickedness have blinded them. Yeah, they've been blinded. They think there's a W in it for themselves, which is why that famine of the word's going to come about, and it's in the works. You can see it's in the works. So it says, Biden made a comment as he announced a series of new measures to mitigate the spread of C-19, including plans for free masks, more free tests, and additional deployments of military medical teams to help hospitals cope with rising patient loads. And the military being involved is becoming normalized all over the globe. All over the globe, they're just saying like, oh, there's issues with numbers, bring in National Guard, over here's territorial army and whatnot, and have them help out. But then as well, it's like normalizing having the military there and dealing with these level of conflicts, let's say. Where is the patient lens? Says that he didn't specify what constitutes misinformation or disinformation in the pandemic age. Yeah. He didn't say, he's just saying like, and that's the thing, it's basically just anyone coming against, what they're saying, swat them. And that's what you're seeing. You're going to see more. It says Biden urged a crackdown immediately after chiding people who have not chosen to get the max by saying they were standing in the way of fighting against the V. Twitter, Facebook, and other platforms already have strict policies on commentary about C-19. If it clashes with a currently mainstream approach to dealing with the V. Social media giants have also employed teams of fact-checkers vigorously working to enforce these policies, and they've been doing it for a while. It's to like anytime you watch videos on certain topics, they'll just have a little thing under there just saying, "Oh, by the way, this information is false," or you can find the true approach here. But it's basically just the mainstream idea. When you even on like what's it called, on YouTube, no matter what you do, you always get like news, the kind of broadcast, like it'll be whatever what's his name is talking about, whatever Bojo's latest press conference or whatever has been about. Those things, when they're being spoken about, they'll always be pushed into your, push for you to see anything. They'll say, oh, the latest thing, inform yourself on C-19. Then they'll have a bunch of their, certified videos. And that's what, that's what they're pushing out there. Because why? And then it's like, oh, they're saying, oh, if you're not with that, then, you're spreading lies. SWAT them. Dealing with the V. So it says social media giants will say, yeah. But Biden's administration is scrambling to find more ways to fight C misinformation after the fast-spreading O variant pushed new infections and hospitalizations to record highs. Biden's apparent censorship appeal quickly sparked backlash on social media. This includes claims that the president is among those spreading misinformation. Biden falsely said last month that almost all C-19 deaths were among unmaxed people, and he claimed last July that you're not going to get C if you have these, if you got your yabs. But, that's just been known for a while. Other critics blasted Biden's statement on principle. Imagine calling for censorship of your own nation. as a president. But yeah, that's where it's going. Because it's basically just going to get to the point where they'll be like, hey, look, people can't be trusted. And that's really what they're pushing out. They're saying, hey, you can't trust people to, and that's why it's leaning towards the metaverse, and why it's basically everyone's kind of been centralized on these big social media platforms where, you know, the way they interact with each other can be controlled. You go back like 15, 20 years ago, like how the internet was set up, it wasn't as centralized. You have people all over the place. I remember like when it first came out in like the early 2000s, like 1999 into the year 2000, everyone would be having their own web page. But now it's like everyone has Facebook, they have Instagram, they have the social media pages, and they use that. So everyone's in one spot. Everyone like where they like, because everyone has a smartphone. All these apps are on your smartphone, where it tracks where you're going, how you're interacting. When you're out and about, what certain things you're doing. On these platforms. So, hey, it links in that system of control, and that's all linked in with the charagma. That's where it's like all these systems just lay on top of the charagma. Hella easy. Hella easy. That's where it's gonna go. It's gonna basically be like, hey, look, you can't be trusted. We're gonna have to regulate this and push it, push out just pure truth. And then that's what Esau's gonna be saying. And then, hey, the charagma is gonna link, and it's gonna, to verify you are who you say you are. That's where the charagma comes in. Hey, that's where it's going. But yeah. Shalom. Shalom.